time when that was happening, the other guy,
Wow.
he like, he shoved me
Yeah,
real
he's
hard.
like, hey,
It's like, you
you
be
watch
quiet.
it.
Transportation.
Yeah.
I know that some people decide to go back home or wherever you're going and you rent a car and you use it, and that's fine if the country that you're going to drives on the same side of the road like where you come from. But like Kenya, we drive on the right, here we drive on the left. And then the way that drivers in Kenya drive, yeah,
Right next to your bumpers
like,
where they drive.
they even drive on the curbs. Like,
they'll hop a curb to
yeah,
go around you if they don't like how fast you're going.
I was already decided that there is no way we are renting a car.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth it. You'd just much rather use like a matatu. Like, even though
they got these buses.
Yeah.
Look at y'all that have not been there. Okay, I know a lot of you have been, and I think the matatus are great. It's fun. Everywhere you look, there's a bus with like different artwork all over the side. It's not like they're in the States. In the States, they'll like sell some ads and you'll see that. But these buses are like somebody's personal like art expression.
Mm-hmm.
You have like, their favorite famous people on the side, or like their whole like creed is on the side. It's all praise the Lord, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Like, you could have fun just taking pictures of all the different matatus, like all over. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is like a typical crazy bus with screens and all this stuff. Screens and music playing.
It was so funny every time that we walked into a matatu, and then people would just like give us this look like, what?
Yeah, we're talking like, you want to see a surprised look on someone? Like, go to, if you're a guy that's as white as this guy, and you go to like Kenya, there's people that have only seen white people in the movies. Like, they've never seen someone in their own town. They're like, can't believe their eyes. And I mean, like, they're totally astonished. Like, what? They are like tripping over their feet because they just looked a double take because they couldn't believe their eyes.
And it didn't help that, where you were was like the east part of Nairobi, because there's the Eastlands, or they call it Eastlando, and Westlands. So Westlands is where the foreign people usually go when they stay. But and I was in the east part of town where I'm from, and so everywhere we went, it was just like a spectacle. Which was kind of very tiring.
What I saw wherever I went pretty much was like, people are like they're both hanging out, and then one guy would be like, oh, and he'd be like, hey, and then like, what? And I look at him, and the other guy is like, he's like looking at that, and he's like what? No, where? And it was so funny. Like every day.
It happens so many
all
times.
Over the place.
There's no blending. You just stick out like a sore thumb.
And then when it was the sad part, which people that just, for what reasons they dislike anyone that's got that skin color, even if they don't know them or anything about them. I mean, it's just strange. Like, how do you hold something against someone and you don't know them at all?
Yeah, so you'd see it in how they act, in their faces, in like how they interact with you.
Yeah,
even whenever I would like leave him, to go to my parents' house, I would tell him like, okay, if you're gonna go and buy something, this is the price of this is the price of that. Just make sure that you're not conned. Some people have that mentality that, oh, a white person is rich. Yeah. So then they just see you and they just spike
the price. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This $1 thing, they're like, oh yeah, that's only $10, and I'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
There were times where I go out to get eggs. I had wanted to make a breakfast for her. She was coming by, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna walk out early morning. Go walk to the vendors. People they set up shop anywhere. They got a blanket, they'll set it up. Man, they have stuff for sale. it was cool. Like everywhere you go, you could buy something, and there was cool stuff.
Yeah.
All over. And so I thought, I'll go out in the morning. I'll buy some basic stuff, make a little breakfast. And I go to get eggs, and this gal, she's like, and I'm like, so how much for like some of these eggs? Like maybe just 3 eggs. Really, I don't need much. She's like, $50 or $60 or something like that, and it's like $45 for a whole dozen of eggs already guaranteed cleaned and they're in the cooler, like at the store. And I'm like, what? But not everybody's the same. The one gal, she's trying to take advantage of me. The other gal, completely honest, I gave her like, $20. She's like trying to find change to give me the shillings. Like, I'm like, oh, bless your heart. Like, this is so nice. Like, keep the change. Like, it's good. You earned it. That's nice.
And something else is that, where you were staying, there was the police station.
Yeah.
And, we, a little taste of how the police are. I mean, of course, that's not all of them, but the ones that we interacted with were not the friendliest because
each person is different.
Yeah, we had to go to this mission place.
So we're going to go to the place. Some people that I worked with the first time I went to Kenya.
Yeah.
And so we're going, and some guy says like, you there? And he's like, I don't know if he didn't have a badge to flash even.
And he did not have his uniform on.
No uniform.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, let me see your passport. And she like mentions to me, oh, he's a cop. Like, oh, what? Okay, yeah. Let me see. And I already knew that, I have to keep this thing. I can't let go. Because if it gets stolen or lost, I'm screwed.
So anyway, that guy shows up and he's like, show me your passport.
Let me see it. And I showed it to him. I'm like, here, check it out. Here's that. This is me. And he's like looking at it, and I'm like, what? Who are you? I don't see. You don't have a badge or anything. And I started to question this guy. I wasn't sure if he was at all any kind of officer. He didn't seem that way. But then he's like, oh yeah, oh hold on, you stay there. He's dialing up, texting or whatever, calling it. So here comes this other guy, and he seems a little bit more like, I don't know if he had a whole uniform. He had some look more like a uniform.
Yeah, he was a uniform.
And so I'm like, okay, so here's this guy, but he's already got the cuffs out. Like this guy told him, like, no, these guys are resisting or they're causing trouble, whatever he said. And I was like, no, I respect the law. And I told him, I'm telling him loud. At this time, we have like people gathered around, like, oh, look at this, what's going on here? And I'm like, no, look at it. Like, I got nothing to hide. I'm not hiding. Check it out.
Yeah. He wanted to take the passport in his hands,
like, well,
and
see,
I'm like,
where's your badge? And I'm like,
he has no badge.
Yeah.
He has no uniform. He's not letting us see his credentials. And
Yeah.
he's like, I want to see
Yeah, he
your
wouldn't let me.
passport.
He's like, here's, oh, I got this credential here, and he pulls it out of like 4 other cards in his wallet. He's like, see that? Yeah, I'm like, oh, what? That's.
Then he just puts it. And then I looked behind me, and there were like 4 young men that were actually
that are just like, hey, watch this.
And I was like, oh my gosh, babe, they're actually these guys that cross whatever. Right? But honestly, he could still have been a fraud, even with fake people that have been capped. People, they can put up a whole show, right?
No, and I'm like telling her, I'm like, babe, wait.
And it's like,
really? Oh, she starts really friendly. And I'm like,
yeah.
And he checked it, and he looked carefully. He's checking, he's like, yeah, here's one other time he was here. Here's this time, this was stamped here. It's still valid. He's here for this time. It's like, okay, there you go. I had the stamped visa. I'm like, yeah, stamped passport. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's like he pushes me on, like,
That whole time when I was happening, the other guy, he he shocked me real hard. He's like, you be quiet, because I was trying to defend him.
You know what I told that guy? I'm like, God bless you. And this guy, he's like, what can he say? I had nothing but love for this guy.
I would thank God that we were not arrested.
Yeah,
and,
it could have been.
It could have been really bad, actually.
For real.
What did you think about it?
I liked it. I mean, people know what to do. It's good. It was good prices, although sometimes you thought $3 was too much for a meal. Like, hey, 5 is fine.
The thing is, when I went back to Kenya, my brain switched back to, when I was living there. And so, even though, yes, I had the money to buy these things, in my head, I was just like, why are they charging 500 shillings? 500 shillings for breakfast? It was just so, like, extravagant.
Extravagant, but I'm thinking, I get
which is only
the
$10,
ginger tea, like really good chai,
it
and this thing.
Yeah, it was blowing my mind. So our last point is about visiting people. So we visited some people, got to visit some friends, some relatives, and I enjoyed it. But what I found out was that I was like home maybe 11 days for the whole month that we were there. And I had not been home in like 4 years at that time. It had been 4 years. So I felt that need and the pressure to go see all these people because I did not know when I was going to be back, which is complete sense. But the thing is, it's very exhausting, and by the time you come back, like to the States or wherever you come from, you're already tired. Like you're tired and yet it was a vacation. So I would say if you're able to try and have like a gathering and just invite people to come to you, and then maybe those that are not able to come, you can arrange and see them. But if you go to each and every person's house and try to hang out with everybody, whew, it's a lot. But I am grateful that I did get to go and see all those lovely friends and relatives. I went to see my grandpa, and like a few months later he passed on. So I was, in my heart I was happy that I had taken the time to go to see him. So
I was happy that I went with her to Shago, and see her Shosho, which is her grandmother, and her grandfather there. God.
Yeah.
So he really excellent guy and had such good talks. And, yes, we love seeing your comments. It's so fun.
It's actually so much fun. Like whenever we get a notification that someone commented, it's like so much fun for us.
Scrambling to the phone. What is it?
Maybe not that way. So if you have any comments, any more tips you could share with other people who will be reading the comments on how how to travel abroad or things that you can do to make your travel easier, share in the comments, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the 153 subscribers that we have so far.
Yes, we love you guys.
And we are really grateful for you. And for our next upcoming video, we would like you in the comment section to ask